Welcome to Haven of Prayer, where we believe in the power of faith and prayer to transform lives. In today's video, I'm sharing a powerful prayer to open doors and bring abundant blessings into your life. This prayer will help you unlock divine opportunities, overcome obstacles, and receive the blessings you deserve. Stay with me until the end, as this prayer could be the key to your breakthrough. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more uplifting content.
Father, I come before you now with an open heart, ready to receive your guidance. As I take a deep breath, I feel your presence surrounding me, a reminder that you are my safe refuge. I lay down my burdens, releasing the fears and worries that weigh me down. Only you can fill me with the peace that transcends all understanding, Lord. Help me not to cling to what fades or worry about what has yet to come. I place my trust in your truth and in your unwavering faithfulness. When the noise of the world threatens to drown out my faith, I close my eyes and seek you deep within my soul, where I know you reside, steady and unshakable like an eternal rock. I surrender all of myself to you, confident that anyone who walks with you will never be lost. I know that you will lift me when I fall. Earthly things are temporary, but my connection with you is eternal. It is this sacred bond that transforms every moment into something holy. Grant me the clarity to focus on what truly matters, not to be distracted by the fleeting things of this world. In the dark days, remind me that your light will never go out. When fear tries to take hold of my thoughts, strengthen me with your living word. Let neither the present nor the future cause me anxiety, for you remain the same yesterday, today, and forever. That is all I need to breathe with hope. Lord, teach me to trust you even in the unknown. Let my steps be guided by your steady hand, not by my own strength. Teach me to rest in you, to surrender without fear, and to recognize that everything I need is already found in your love. There are times, Lord, when doubts fill my mind, but today I choose to look upwards, beyond the worries around me. I strive to lift my thoughts to where you dwell, where everything makes sense and confusion fades away. In the midst of chaos, I seek that sacred silence where your voice speaks to me, gentle yet firm. You remind me not to fear, because those who trust in you walk securely, even on uncertain paths. When my soul trembles, you hold me. When everything seems to crumble, you remain faithful. My heart finds peace knowing that your presence is enough. That with you, nothing is lacking and all things are made new. The world offers temporary shine, but you offer the true light. How often have I chased after the fleeting, forgetting that only you are eternal? Help me not to be deceived by what dazzles, but does not nourish my soul. Teach me to value the unseen, the eternal, that which springs forth from you. I desire, with all my heart, the peace that cannot be bought or bargained for, the peace that only you can give. May my greatest desire be not earthly riches, but the abundance of your Spirit. I want to live with my eyes set on what endures, with my feet on the ground, but my soul anchored in heaven. Grant me wisdom to choose you each day, to seek what builds and leaves a mark on eternity. For when you dwell in me, there is no room for lack or emptiness. Only you fill, only you remain. I want to love you, my God, with all that I am, not just in words, but through sincere actions and daily choices. I desire my life to reflect you, that every gesture that comes from me carries your essence. Though I know that true love requires surrender, persistence, and patience, I also know that in you I find the strength to make it happen, even when I feel weak. My faith has been tested many times, but you have taught me to never let go of your hand. Even when the winds blow fiercely and everything seems to tremble, you invite me to stay confident. I know there is no storm more powerful than your love, no fear that can resist your presence. When I doubt, you affirm me. When I fall, you lift me up. At times, Lord, it feels like I am fighting against shadows I do not understand, silent battles that only you know. But I am certain that if you are my treasure, no darkness can overcome me. My peace is protected by your faithfulness, and that is why I walk in hope, even on the days of battle. Neither pain, nor confusion, nor the wounds of the past can dominate me when you walk beside me. You are the shepherd who never leaves, who knows every part of my story and still calls me by name. You are near, always near, even when my eyes cannot see you. Grant me the perseverance to never let go of my trust, and the clarity to continue walking even when I don't understand it all. If you are by my side, I can walk through any desert, knowing that in the end, there is always life, there is always promise, and there is always purpose. In the middle of my busy days, there are moments when I need to pause and remember that I am not lost. Sometimes, I simply long for a place where my mind can rest and my spirit be renewed. I do not seek a physical place, but that sacred space where I find direction, peace, and meaning. I have learned that there are paths I do not understand, routes that seem dark, but even there is a hand that holds me. Not everything around me is clear, but something within me remains firm. That invisible guidance directs me when I doubt, encourages me when I falter, and protects me when life feels uncertain. There are days when everything feels heavier than usual, and it is in those moments that I discover I am not walking alone. That certainty fills me with serenity, restores my confidence, and allows me to move forward without fear, even when the future seems uncertain. I don't need all the answers when I have the clarity to take just one more step. Lord, in my moments of weakness, I often discover how deep and quiet your strength is. It doesn't shout, but it transforms me from within, allowing me to walk with my head held high, even when my heart is weary. When everything falls silent and words fail me, it is your gentle whisper of faith that fills me. This faith doesn't scream. It embraces me, reminding me that even in the longest nights, you are guiding me toward the light. There are thoughts I can't always express, emotions tangled inside me with no way out. Sometimes, it's not the world around me that weighs heavy, but the inner turmoil I carry. In those moments, I need to pause and acknowledge what's deep within me, without any masks or defenses. I need to allow myself to feel what is real and trust that you understand my heart, even when I can't fully understand it myself. With each passing day, I realize how fragile I am, yet how deeply I long for a place of safety, where I can simply be myself. It's in this constant search for stability and meaning that I find the courage to trust. I place my fears, my doubts, and even my unspoken desires in your hands, knowing that you do not judge, but embrace. Hope becomes my ally when the road ahead seems uncertain. It's not an empty hope, but a quiet assurance that I am never alone. Even my clumsy steps are guided by a power greater than myself. Living with this certainty helps me breathe deeper and see what once frightened me through new eyes. I have faced storms that nearly broke me, but I learned that I can withstand them if my foundation is firm. It's not about being fearless, but not letting fear control me. Even in the strongest winds, I hear your voice telling me, "Keep going, don't stop, I am with you." I want to learn to remain calm, to find peace in the movement of life, and to see every challenge as an opportunity to grow. Some days, challenges come unexpectedly, like storms darkening the sky. In those moments, I don't ask for the trials to disappear, but for roots so deep that no wind can uproot them. I need inner strength, the kind that isn't visible to the eye, but sustains me when everything else feels unsteady. I desire that every aspect of my life be wrapped in your silent protection. From the smallest details to the most important decisions, I long for your presence to be felt. I also ask for those I love, family, friends, and all who walk this path with me, that they too feel the comfort of your embrace, even without words. The busyness of everyday life sometimes steals my peace. In the midst of routine, I want to learn to live with purpose, knowing that every action matters when it is guided by love and good intentions. Let me not be ruled by anxiety or haste, but trust that everything has its time and purpose. When sadness tries to close off my heart, remind me that I still have the power to choose my response. I want to be someone who speaks words that build up, offers gestures that heal, and carries an attitude that shines light. May my mouth not repeat complaints, but declare hope. May my actions not spread negativity, but inspire faith. Let every step I take, no matter how small, reflect the good I wish to sow. Let my decisions, even the simplest ones, be pleasing in your sight, and may my journey inspire peace in those around me, even if I am unaware of it. Living with a light heart is not always easy, but I know it's possible when I stop carrying everything I cannot control. It's not about ignoring my problems, but learning to let go of what no longer serves me. When I make space for peace, everything gains new meaning. True freedom begins when I am no longer bound by the fear of the future. The ability to enjoy the present without worrying about tomorrow is a priceless gift. I've learned that love flourishes best when there are no internal chains, and this has taught me to appreciate every moment with a fresh perspective. I don't seek a perfect life, but a full one, a life where I can love without hesitation, laugh without guilt, and walk forward without constantly looking back. Because when I trust, I also find rest. And as I rest within, I begin to live more truthfully. Not everything is under my control, and that's okay. Learning to accept this reality has brought me an unexpected peace. Knowing that not everything depends on me frees me from the pressure of carrying it all alone. There are things beyond my reach, and that too is part of the peace I seek. I can keep moving forward without fear, knowing that life won't always be easy, but it can be beautiful. If my heart is at peace, then even the gray days can bring light. And if there is love in my path, it is because I open myself to receive it, without barriers or conditions. When I reflect on all I have and all I am, I realize how many gifts I have received that I did not deserve. The warmth of a home, the affection of those around me, the small moments that become daily treasures. All of these remind me that there is beauty, even in the simplest of days. I don't desire fleeting riches or empty success. What I truly long for is to share life in harmony with those I love, to laugh without fear, to embrace without hurry, and to experience the serene joy that comes when the heart is at peace. May every day we spend together be a quiet celebration of what truly matters. Thank you for every sign of kindness that crosses my path, for every sincere gesture and every opportunity to grow. Life becomes lighter when I learn to value the essentials, when I stop chasing after things that don't fulfill me and start savoring what is already within my reach. I ask that I never lose the desire to learn, to be better, to act with wisdom even when emotions try to take control. If there's one thing I pray for each day, it is the ability to distinguish what builds me up from what tears me down, and to always choose what builds with love. And if ever I question my direction, may I have the humility to listen once more to that soft voice reminding me of the true path. Living with purpose isn't about being perfect. It's about walking with intention, with a purpose, with an inner light that refuses to fade. I close my eyes for a moment, letting the air flow through me, not in haste. Each breath becomes a sacred pause, a moment where my body stills and my mind opens. I think of nothing else, only this moment, where I can fully feel what I'm experiencing and what I need to let go of. As I breathe deeper, I feel the tensions begin to dissipate. It's as though, little by little, all that weighs on me is leaving my inner being. In that physical silence, I find a space for connection beyond words, a calmness that can't be forced but comes when I allow myself to be present. I sense a gentle, serene energy surrounding me from within. It's not something visible, nor a strong emotion, but a quiet light that seems to caress every part of my being. This feeling of being accompanied in the unseen, of not being alone, fills me with a silent strength I never knew I had. The simple act of breathing becomes a reminder that I am alive, that I still have the chance to begin again. Each inhalation renews me, each exhalation sets me free. And in this rhythm, a sense of hope is born, one that doesn't depend on circumstances, but on what moves within me. Sometimes, peace doesn't require great deeds. It's enough to stop, breathe, and allow the eternal to become present in the ordinary. It's in this tiny moment where true transformation begins. This moment holds unique value. It's an opportunity to stop and recognize what I truly desire in the depths of my being. There are no judgments or demands here, just the freedom to express what matters to me, what moves me, what gives me meaning. I think of those I love, of their joys and also their silent struggles. I don't only seek well-being for myself, but for all who share this journey with me. I want them to be surrounded by protection, by comfort in hard times, and by genuine reasons to smile when they least expect it. Every desire born from the heart carries a spark of hope. It's not about asking for anything just to ask, but about trusting that there are paths open to those who walk with intention and truth. That's why, today, I choose to speak from within, without fear, knowing that what comes from sincerity always finds an echo. I also wish for this day to be filled with small details that remind me life has beauty, even in simplicity. A kind gesture, a timely word, an unexpected hug. All these things have the power to transform the ordinary into something deeply special. May the day ahead not just be a sequence of tasks, but an opportunity to grow, share, and renew what's within me. With calm but determined steps, I move forward, trusting that something good awaits me along the way. There's power in expressing what we feel clearly, even if it's in writing. Sometimes, putting our deepest desires into words makes them more real, more alive. That's why, if I feel the need to leave a record of what I long for, I know that doing so can be an act of faith, courage, and trust. Sharing what has touched me is not just a gesture for others. It's also a way of extending that light that has reached me. Perhaps someone else, upon reading or hearing these words, will find some of the comfort they need. Maybe, unknowingly, we become part of an unbroken chain of hope. Words have power, and when they come from the soul, they can transform entire environments. It doesn't matter how small the gesture may seem. A message, a reaction, a silent testimony. Everything adds up when the purpose is to sow good. I can invite others to join this path of faith, not out of obligation, but because I know what it feels like to find a voice that speaks directly to the heart. And if this prayer has awakened something in me, it can do the same for someone else in search of a little light. Maybe today is the day someone hears exactly what they needed. And if I can be that bridge, even with a simple action, then it will have all been worth it. Sometimes, we forget that joy doesn't always come wrapped in big moments. Often, it appears quietly, hidden in the everyday. In a kind glance, in a simple conversation, or in the calm of a sunset. True happiness isn't bought or reached by running. It's recognized when we learn to look with gratitude. From the moment we're born, we carry within us an immense potential for happiness. Even though circumstances change, it's not a perfect or constant state, but it's a gift we can rediscover each day when we open our hearts to what truly matters. When we choose to be grateful, even for what we don't understand, a door opens in our soul, a door that lets in the light, softening burdens, and turning the ordinary into something sacred. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it makes it more bearable. It doesn't remove difficulties, but it gives us another way to face them. We don't always find obvious reasons to give thanks, but sometimes it's enough to breathe, to be present, to stand tall and recognize that we are still here, with new possibilities. And that by itself is reason enough to look upward with humility. The simple act of recognizing what we already have can open us to new blessings. Because when the heart is open to receive, it also prepares to multiply what it touches. And in this constant exchange between gratitude and hope, a fuller, brighter life is born. There's an inner need to be more than appearance, to reflect something that transcends my own face, my words, or my actions. I long for what comes from me not to stay on the surface, but to be able to touch those around me with truth. May my life speak even when I remain silent. I imagine what it would be like to walk through the world carrying a light that never fades, a clean energy that doesn't come from effort, but from connection with something far deeper. I don't seek to shine for myself, but to become a channel, a true reflection of what is right, good, and true. May every gesture I make be a spark of something greater, so that those who look at me won't see my weaknesses, but the transformation that has occurred inside me. May pride not obscure what matters, and vanity not cloud the essence. Because when I stop wanting to be seen, that's when the light within me can begin to show. What is most valuable isn't being recognized for the external, but provoking questions with the way I live, inspiring without imposing, loving without demanding, walking without noise, but leaving a trace. And if, in some way, that sparks hope in others, then it's worth continuing to cultivate that inner light. Living with tenderness and mercy isn't weakness. It's a revolution in a world that often forgets compassion. That's why, every time I choose to act with sincere love, I feel something rise within me, something that doesn't come from me, but manifests through who I am. I've walked many paths seeking answers, trying to fill voids with things that never stay. But over time, I've come to understand that when I find stability within, everything outside takes on a new form. That certainty of knowing I am supported changes the way I face each day. It's not about having everything I want, but about discovering that I have what I need. That feeling of quiet fulfillment, which doesn't depend on circumstances, but on the trust that dwells deep inside. There's a security that can't be explained with words, only felt and deeply appreciated. Even when uncertainty knocks at the door, there's a conviction that remains intact. I am not forsaken. No matter how everything changes on the outside, there's something in me that stands firm, as if a soft voice is saying, "You are cared for, you are guided, you are accompanied." Sometimes, the needs aren't material but in the soul. And when those internal wounds find refuge in a love that never fails, the need stops being anguish and becomes rest. There's no urgency to chase after everything anymore. There's space to breathe, to trust, to live slower. Walking with this peace is one of the deepest gifts I can receive. To know that I'm not alone, that I won't lack what's essential, and that even what I don't have yet is already on its way. And in the meantime, I choose to keep going with faith, with purpose, with peace.
As I reflect on all that has been shared, I am reminded that each moment, every breath, every pause, and every challenge contains a unique opportunity for growth and transformation. We are never truly alone on this journey. Even in the midst of uncertainty, we are surrounded by love, divine guidance, and an inner light that never dims. As we navigate life, let us remain steadfast in gratitude, trust, and the understanding that even in the smallest of moments, there is beauty and purpose. Let us walk with intention, share our light, and seek peace in all things. I urge you to pause and take a moment to reflect on what truly matters, to breathe deeply and trust in the continuous process of growth and renewal. Remember, even when the road ahead seems unclear, there is always a way forward when we walk with faith. If this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share it with those who may need it. Family, friends, or anyone who could benefit from these words of comfort and hope. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Haven of Prayer. Your support means so much, and together we can continue to spread light, love, and hope. Stay connected, stay grounded, and remember, each new day is a fresh opportunity to walk in faith, with purpose and peace.